Hi, welcome to the South Coast Social. I'm Chris.
And I'm Sean. How you doing, mate? You alright?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. I've got a little bit of PTSD us doing this on virtually rather than in person because last time we did this, it was because we got kicked out of playoffs, but no such drama today.
He hasn't been banned yet, so it's not an emergency pod, so we're all right. Well, you're all right.
So yeah, it's not no bans coming. They said it's going to be September now, or they reckon it might be September.
I remember you sent me a link. I can't believe it. I honestly, was it just in time for the derby? Wasn't it? Or
Possibly,
something?
they don't know. I think it was at a fans forum, and
what a load of
the
rubbish.
CEO said that he's expecting it might be as late as September. It could be longer, to be honest, but who knows?
I mean, what? Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah, we talked about that already, but why they're taking so long, God knows.
Yeah. You went to your fans forum, didn't you? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty similar to what last season. You get the same sort of questions. We didn't have any questions about why does the coffee not taste like coffee or anything stupid. We had general questions, but
not the same as that. But you always get pointless questions.
No, yeah. Oh, well, we had a lot of questions, and there was a lot of similar questions regarding certain things, some of the times, and you think, Are they listening here? It's been asked already, but I think if someone wants to put their hand up, they're going to ask their question whether they want to or not.
Yeah.
It was all right. I've seen a couple of comments afterwards actually saying that Mourinho was defensive and didn't look happy, and I don't know. I thought he was all right.
I listened to your one just for research purposes, obviously for this.
Yeah,
he did seem a bit frosty at times, but he seems all right. He answered well. The one difference I noticed about your fans forum compared to ours is, I didn't count it, but there must have been 20, 25 questions you got in. Andrew Moon got that in. We had about 7 or 8, and it's the same every time. He's better than he used to be, but Adam Blackmore, who hosts ours, he always, there's a question, and then he reframes the question his way, and then he repeats or does like a follow-up question and a follow-up question and a follow-up question. You just don't get as many. And I get that, like, a lot of people go, oh, the questions are shit anyway. I'm like, well, yeah, but it is a fans forum. He gets to interview them every week. Like, the fans, it doesn't matter what they got to say. It's a fans forum, so let them say what they want to say. It's annoying at times. But
I have to admit, they do plough through. They try and get as many through as possible. I know, they answer them, and it is what it is. And
you didn't stick your hand up.
To be fair, I was going to, and then I thought, shall I? And then I thought, because I was going to ask him about Bristol City, and then I thought, what?
Bit neggy, isn't it?
What's he going to say other than what he's already said? And I mean, my brother-in-law in the end did put his hand up and basically went around the houses because he didn't want to ask him directly he wanted to see what sort of answer they would give, and he basically said, look, is him not going to Bristol City or being touted to go to Bristol City and then the sudden change in heart of spending money this season, is there a link? And basically Cullen went on a tangent, and he basically no is the answer. Okay. And Mourinho didn't really answer it, and he's not going to. But I did at the end. Everyone has photos, and they take photos, and I managed to get hold of Mourinho and said, "Oh, we're glad you're here," and blah blah blah. And I said, "So what's the truth then with Bristol City?" And he looked at me and smiled and said, "Other than what I've already said in the press release, there's no other news."
So you didn't bring us back.
And I was
exclusive,
like, "Fair play." No, I didn't bring back any exclusives, unfortunately. No. So, but yeah,
good. Did you?
But it was not a bad forum.
Did you have many? Was there much chat about transfers there? You mentioned that you wanted to sign 6 players, didn't he?
Constant. He openly admitted in the meeting that he wanted 6 players. He said that the team now isn't going to be the same looking team come the end of August, start of September. And maybe that's where he was getting a little bit. I don't think he was even. I don't think he was. Defensive to us. I don't think he was much different than last season. Maybe that's where he was trying to make a point. The CEO sat 2 doors down, next to him actually, and or the one down Pack was there, and I think he made it clear that we still had 6 players to put, and I think you made a good comment. You messaged me and said he's very good at putting it through the fans for the fans to fire the gun, if that makes sense.
Yeah, every time I hear him when he says something like he's questioned on something, he's very good at sort of saying what the fans want to hear, and therefore like he's on their side, and if it doesn't happen, it's nothing to do with him. And then it almost gives him an excuse, an out. So if the results don't go the way, he's got the excuse that, well, I did say that I wanted X, Y, and Z. Or if he ends up leaving for, he gets poached or anything like that, he goes, well, like I said to you, I wanted X, Y, and Z, didn't get it, and the ambition didn't match, so I had to go, or something like that. I think he's very good at framing that. But
well, it seems to be working because they're spending money.
Yeah, so to be fair, and I heard what the was it Andrew Cullen or something like that? He was saying that they haven't spent the money because they wanted to consolidate in the Championship, and now's the time to do it. Yep. So, I mean, if it works, great. And I mean, one of the bits of money you're spending, we're going to talk about transfers and then go on to the cup games and then preview for the Championship opener and a few other bits and pieces as well. But we'll talk about transfers. You've got an old favourite coming back.
Yep. Pretty much a done deal. Apparently, according to the news, how true it is, it's the news, so it could be completely way off. But past medical Friday, Abu Kamara, past medical Friday, should be announced tomorrow. If not, it'll be Tuesday at the very latest. And then obviously they're going for the Chelsea youngster winger as well. They're getting him on loan. So both of them weren't in the squads for Chelsea and Hull yesterday. So that's a positive sign. Doesn't mean they're still not coming to us, but. A fan favourite is definitely on his way back. I see a fan favourite. You get the odd comment saying, "Well, it's a mistake" and all that. And we're definitely.
I think it is. The whole fall in love with a loan player, but he was It was League One when he was good for you, and then he's not done a great
Championship. It was the.
And I just think you've got this nostalgia thing among fans. We had the same with Oriol Mayu last season. Last season, Oriol Mayu came back. He played for Barcelona 18 months previously. Yeah. Came back in. Everybody loved that he'd come back. And he just didn't work for him.
Didn't do nothing.
No, and he's gone again.
I mean, we've had that with Connor Chaplin. Yeah. We've had it with, to an extent, Pack, but not so much because he didn't. He left quite early doors. We've had so many. This is like the new Ben Thompson. Ben Thompson was on loan with us a fair few years ago from Millwall. Done absolutely wonderful bits. Got taken back in January because Millwall recalled him. Everyone fell in with a love, and every transfer window for the next 5 or 6 years continuously was, or more than that, probably just under a decade was, Ben Thompson, by the news, Ben Thompson's coming back, Ben Thompson's coming back, and he never came back. Abu Kamara was a different one. I mean, he did have a very good season in League One for us. Took him a little while to get going, but when he did get going, he was instrumental on the right with Murph, without Murph. We had, I can't remember, we had him on the left, but and you think, he'd done a good job for us, and obviously Pompey didn't want to pay the big bucks to Norwich for his services, so he's gone to Hull on transfer deadline day, fallen out with one of your lot as the manager at the time, Ruben Sellers, and
the man who fails upwards. I was looking at his record.
Yeah,
so he got relegated with us. I think did he get relegated with Reading? Then he nearly.
I don't know if he got.
He nearly took Hull down. Nearly took Sheffield United down, and now he's at I think it's Real Zaragoza or something like that. And it's just.
Is he? He'll take them down then.
Yeah, I think so. So, brilliant agent.
He had that weird press conference, didn't he? Oh yeah, brilliant agent. He had that weird press conference where Kamara was held with a gun to his head and basically had to beg for his life and apologise to the whole world that he was being out of order and he wasn't in line with what the manager wanted and all that crap.
Yeah.
The whole Free Abu campaign come from the Pompey fans, and that was 2 seasons ago.
I saw
didn't do a lot.
I saw a tweet from one of your fans the other day saying when they announce a signing, they have to do that sort of same setup with the video of it, like him and Messinio.
And you know what? I reckon they will. Yeah. I reckon they will. But look, he didn't do a lot at Hull. He had a couple of goals, a couple of assists, but didn't do a lot. The fans want his back. Went on loan last season to one of the Spanish sides, and he got injured quite bad, out for the season. So yeah, it's a gamble. It's a £2.5 million gamble. It's nostalgia, but yeah, look, we need players that are who are ready. And all right, he's unproven in the Championship, but he knows how the club works from the inside out, from the fans to the manager to the tactics to the way we play, the ground, the training ground. He knows Portsmouth, and at the moment, we need that. It's better than getting an unknown quantity from Australia who's going to get injured within 10 minutes and takes a little while to get used to playing the other side of the world. Look, Abu knows what the club is, so right. I think it's a good move.
Good, fair enough. We've had a little bit of news come out today as well.
Yeah, I messaged you, didn't I? And you've had an outgoing, but there's a potential for a couple of incomings as well.
Yeah,
isn't there?
I mean the Shea Charles one's been rumbling on for a while, and then when we finished the game yesterday, he came over to the fans while they were singing his name, and it was like it was the most obvious goodbye you've ever seen. So
I heard it was a goodbye.
Yeah,
it was waving.
To be honest, like it's an area of the pitch that we're quite strong in. So we've got Downs and Yander, who were the third pair anyway. We've got Bragg, who's come through and seems to be making an impact. So it's not an area of the pitch we're needing. We could sell him and not actually replace him and use that money for a striker potentially or another part of the pitch. Or it might
good money for.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. 30 million for what is essentially our third choice centre midfielder. I think it's not through ability that he's our third choice. It's just he could never form a partnership with one of the other two. So his ceiling's high.
You said he'd be a Premier. Yeah, you said he'll be a Premier League regular.
Yeah, his ceiling's high. Like you look at Flynn Downs, who I love in the Championship. He's one of the best players in the Championship, but that is his level. I don't think he's quite Premier League standard, and he's proved that a couple of times. Maybe he might step up later on in his career, but it doesn't seem it's going that way. But with Shea Charles, you could see his ceiling's a lot higher. He's a full international. Yeah, it's for Ireland, but he's always one of the better players for Ireland when he plays. He plays really well against the Premier League teams when we played him in the FA Cup. He scores crucial goals. He's got that element of class about him. He's physical. He's athletic. So he's not at his peak now. His peak yet to come. So 30 million. I think he'll probably one day go for more than
good
that.
money. My brother-in-law is a Fulham fan, and he is very happy with the signing. He thinks he's definitely going to have a good. He's got a hell of a lot of potential.
Yeah,
so
I don't know what Fulham's centre
midfield
is like. I don't know whether he's going to walk straight into the first team or not. But he's.
I couldn't.
It might take him a year to settle. Maybe he'll play sort of back up to whoever they've got there. I don't really know, but yeah, it's the right. If it means that we can keep Taylor Harwood-Bellis, for instance, I'd rather that. Put it that way.
Good team to go to be fair as well. They're not, they're nothing. They're a good Prem team, aren't they? They're you know what you're going to get with Fulham.
Hopefully he'll get minutes. He'll play. You don't want him to go too high, too fast, where he's just sat on a bench all the time, like if he went to Man City or something. Which is where we got him
United. So not bad.
Yeah. And then we've got rumours came out literally about 10 minutes before we started recording that there's a Man City 21-year-old striker. Mubama, who was on loan at Stoke last season.
Okay.
His stats don't look that great for Stoke, but it looks like most of his games, I think he played like 25 games or something, scored 5 goals, but most of those games I don't think he played very much. Like he'd be coming on for 5-10 minutes.
Right, okay.
I haven't had time to look, but that seems to be the impression I get. But he's...
What do you reckon, back up?
Yeah, he'll be back up to Larin, I would have thought. He looks strong and powerful from the clips I saw. He's been playing in pre-season for Man City, and I think he scored against Inter Milan and got an assist against whoever they played today, which was a big team, but obviously it's pre-season, you don't really know. But he's got pedigree. He's won youth cups. He's in the youth international setup. So it could be. It seems like it will be loan possibly with an option, but we'll need backup because at the moment all we've got is Downs, and unfortunately my prediction from the preview
that's gone already.
Yeah. So we're less than a week since our preview of the season, and I said our top scorer would be Ross Stewart because I was convinced he was coming back, and then a day later he went to Swansea. So
he's followed the money and gone to Swansea.
I need to revise that, I think, and I'll go with Larin being our top scorer.
Well, he's obviously there at the moment as it stands for you guys, and I'm assuming he is going to be your out and out. He's going to be your main striker.
Yeah, it looks that way. I mean, when he came in, he was unfit, and he does look a lot trimmer now and a lot more athletic compared to before. So hopefully he can play a lot of games. But I mean, he's 31, 32, so we might not be able.
That's what I was going to ask.
It's 3 games a week in the Championship. Like we need a rotation.
Well, I was going to ask you, how would you feel about that? Because obviously last year he had this. You had him and Stewart interchanging, didn't you? Like one would come on, one would start, next one would start, come on. Do you reckon he'll be able to cope with 2-3 games a week and be the main outlet for goals?
My instinct is no. That I think it's something he won't be able to play all sort of, was it 46 games or whatever plus cup for 90 minutes every game. We're going to have somebody who can play 40% of that or 30% of that at least. Whether this guy is the one to do it, I don't really know. It seems like one of those that he's going to grow into the role pretty quickly. So who knows? I mean, I didn't really know a lot about him. I remember he dived at St Mary's. I think is my only memory of him. He dived.
So what you're saying is you're signing a cheetah.
Mm.
Oh, I mean, why not?
It's our brand.
It is your brand, yeah. If you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah. That's all I know of him. But I've only had 10 minutes to prepare for this to look into him, so that's all I remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, we've not had a great. We had like other rumours come out, but it just seems like agent talk, to be honest. But those seem to be the main ones.
Yeah.
So, all good. I suppose on to the football then. What's happened? In fact, it's week 1, and I've had a double whammy of a weekend. Pompey losing, Saints winning. How many times is that going to happen this season, do you reckon? I've got the bell for every time you do a cliche. I might buy like a horn or something for a double whammy weekend.
Yeah, we need one for you.
Oh, yeah.
Don't fill your boots yet. We're still higher than you in the table, so don't worry about it.
Until week 2.
For 2 weeks, we're in. Well, 2 weeks we're higher than you. It's all good.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, the games this weekend. Do you want to start with yours? I haven't. I'll be honest. I saw the result. I haven't seen any highlights.
I sent you the highlights as well. Terrible.
Yeah, you sent me the highlights. I know. It's been mad. I needed to watch it, but I did hear and you say that it wasn't the greatest of games. It was a pre-season. It felt like a pre-season. And what was your exact words? It was your keeper kept you in it, didn't he?
Yeah. So I would say the first half. Look, we're playing a League 2 team. We probably expect to win, but we put a very strong side out. There was only a couple of players in there that might not start on Sunday against Watford, so it was a very strong team to be up against Colchester. The thing I'd say is we looked rusty. I think we've only had 4 pre-season games that I can think of, 3 in Germany and 1 against Eastleigh. So there might have been a behind closed doors one as well, but apparently they've had 8 or something like that, and I think that showed. And we definitely treated it as a pre-season game in the first half. There was just an element of playing shape. Playing sort of triangles and getting motion into play rather than actually sort of going for the jugular or anything like that. It seemed like we were going through phases of play that we want to implement into our game and stuff, and it wasn't necessarily working. They were playing a bit high press against us, caught us a couple of times but didn't really put us in any great danger. But they were certainly, you'd say, like, I don't think we really got much into their box in the first half. They then had a couple of shots that didn't really test us too much, and then they had a moment, sort of, I can't remember off the top of my head when it was, sort of half an hour, 40 minutes into the game, where there was a nice layoff. The shot came in, Peretz parried it, he got up, saved the rebound, got up again and saved the rebound again, so he had a triple save. And it just sort of solidified why we needed to make that signing, to be honest, because if that was Bazunu in goal, I don't want to come down on him too harsh. He's still one of our players, but I'm not sure that would have happened. So yeah, it was one of those. I kind of expected him to make it as well. It's a weird situation. I haven't felt like this in a goalkeeper in a while, but I was quite confident every time that split second between the parries. You kind of thought he's going to get up and save it, and he did. You're very confident in him doing it. I think that fired us up a little bit. It wasn't long after that. They had a few corners and then it went into half time. And then the second half was just sort of quite routine after that. We're quite professional. So we kept the ball a lot better. We probably wore them down. They probably got a little bit tired, to be fair. And we were able to bring on fresh legs. So we brought on some of the bigger players that weren't starting, who probably will start on Sunday, like Finazaz, Larin. That was the other thing. We started Ben Barrett and Diaz up top on his own.
I forgot you got him.
Shocking. He was absolutely shocking.
Where was he on loan last
Derby,
season?
And he didn't do too badly. He scored goals, but I think he's better coming off a wide position anyway. I mean, I've never seen him play well for us, so I don't really know where his best position is. But he's always his confidence is so low when he puts our shirt on, and everything was bouncing off him. It's coming off his shin.
He had a good couple of seasons at Blackburn, didn't he? And he's done nothing since.
Yeah, he then changed his name, didn't he? to Diaz, and that's made him worse. But he had a shocker, and then Larin came on. He had a half chance that sort of came at him quite quickly, and then that wasn't too long after that. Ryan Manning put in one of those undefendable balls between the keeper and the defensive line on the bounce on 6-yard box. Just He just had to touch it and he hit it in with his face in the end. And that sort of killed the game. As much as you go, it's only 1-0, it seemed to demoralise them quite a bit. We kept the ball a lot more. We were a lot more threatening. We were winning a lot of corners and things like that, and a lot of crosses were coming into the box. And then sort of late on, we brought on one of our academy players, Akachuku, who was actually on loan at them last season. And he came on, Azaz slipped him through, brilliant through ball. And his composure was brilliant. He got into the box, cut back, and then just poked it past the keeper. And celebrated against his old team, which I like to see.
No Cowley brother magic there, then.
No, and they did get a little bit of stick actually, not a lot, but I think there was a couple of like chants his way when he was on the touchline. But yeah, I'm not. I heard because I had to pop out, so I put Radio Solent on when you were playing West Ham, and it was at the point when James Ward-Prowse came on. he didn't get a great reception, but yeah,
no, I mean. I think they forgot that Walker Peters was one of yours to start with. He got a bit of shit in the end, but Ward-Prowse got the majority of the stick. And funny enough, Danny Dyer got a bit of stick as well.
I saw a picture,
there's a photo going around of him pointing to the away fans, giving the old two fingers, wasn't he? So he was getting a bit of shit apparently. But then the mate who went, he was in the West Ham end, because we obviously, sold out our tickets and we couldn't get any more, so he was in the West Ham end, and he said that Westwood was getting a fair bit of shit as well. So part and parcel, isn't it?
Yeah, good. So what did you make of the Pompey game then? New signings, did any of them play?
Yep, we had Shane. Okay, I'll get there at one point. He started, and Brooks Smith started, and
Sorry,
what?
My dog's just jumped up. Right.
He's on there,
Sorry.
is he?
There we go.
Or she rather. Yeah. You know what? I'm just getting a couple of stats now. I think we obviously, I said that it was going to be like you. It was going to be a bit of a pre-season, more of a feel to it. And I was, for the first 40 minutes, I was really impressed, and I thought we done all right. Like. I just said we didn't want to get hammered. Going into the league next season, playing the team that we got hammered by at the end of last season, first game of the season, the last thing we needed was to go in and be absolutely pumped by a team that's in the same league as us, albeit they're West Ham and they've just come down and they've kept a fair few of their players. Didn't want to get pumped. And yeah, the scoreline shows 3-1. But I'll be honest, you've got a couple of the bedwetters who have come out and said, oh, look, that's it. Starting Bishop up front, they're blah 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 blah. I mean, there's reasons for Bishop being up front against yesterday. They're not up to speed yet, and Bishop had to start that game, and but I thought we done well. I thought we done really well. The big effing Serb came on, and he's not fit. Do you know what I mean? And he had to come on yesterday, way before they wanted to play him, because Waddingham went off injured after coming on the pitch. So coming on as a sub, within 7 minutes he got injured. But we went 1-0 up. The main man Segatic has pumped one in again. Yeah, it took a deflection, but he's just brimming with confidence, obviously. And there were some points yesterday though I was just wish he had put it through or passed it out, or it seemed like whenever he was about 30 yards from goal, his only option was in his head to shoot.
Yeah. And
don't get me wrong, it was a good goal. We've gone 1-0 up, and at that point we were good money for that 1-0 win. And West Ham, whether that's because it's the start of the season or what, they're still ropey, that they weren't at the races.
We've done all right. I was going to ask what you make of West Ham, because I've only seen the highlights, but how did they look?
I mean, look, they're going to be. They should, and they probably will be up. They'll be up there. They'll be right up there. I know my prediction was them winning the league. It was a Cabo first round cup game. Do you know what I mean? Like, they looked a little bit off the pace, but then they've got the players that will literally can turn a game on its head within seconds and provide magic. Now, Bowen was good. His goal there was a huge deflection on his goal. I think the keeper would have saved it, but it took him the complete opposite way. So, look, we had 3 minutes or 2.5 minutes of absolute madness at the end of the first half to go from 1-0 up down to 2-1. And it looked like typical Portsmouth just switched off. And they weren't they weren't up until that point. They had a couple of efforts. One notably that was a header, and it went straight to Schmidt. But they weren't overly threatening. Now we've switched off. Devlin and I think it was Paul lost their markers for the first goal, and it was an easy goal in the end. The second goal, again, they just switched off, and then you go in at half time, you think, how are we losing this match? We shouldn't be losing this match. And we think, well, it's 1-0. And then second half comes, within 5 minutes, we're 3-1 down, and that's game over. Yeah. We've put efforts in, and we've made them pull off saves, and that Shane looks good. He looks ready. He looks ready for the championship. He's definitely got something about him. And Mousinho's come out and said, look, there's bits that he needs to work on. He knows what he's got to work on, but he's very happy with where he's at this point. Brooks Smith, for someone who's come from New Zealand, never played outside of New Zealand, and he's young. He was good. Wasn't scared to take people on. Ran down, won a few corners. He done really well. So as for the first two signings to start the game, very happy. And then obviously we've seen on Kenny's come on for Waddingham, because Waddingham got I didn't see it, and they didn't show any replays online, but on the Sky. But apparently he got taken out, and it was quite a bad challenge. He should have been red carded. Mousinho came out and said it was a horrible tackle, and subsequently he's pretty bad. He's not looking good, so he's gone. Kenny came on, and you know what? For another young kid, somewhat playing out of position. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. We don't want to rely on him though, because he's young, and it took Devlin a few seasons. It's good to have him, but we don't want to break him, wreck his confidence if he has a bad game. But yeah, brilliant. The big effing Serb came on, didn't get a lot, but the problem was, like Bishop last year, Bishop had chances. He was in the right areas, but the ball in was shit. So
Guy Whittingham
there was other times
on
where
Solent, because this was about the 10-minute period when I was listening to it, but Guy Whittingham on Solent said that him and Bishop kept running into the same spaces. They kept getting in each other's way or something.
Yeah.
And like they were occupying the same areas when crosses were coming in, so it wasn't really working. But I suppose that'll come in time.
They need to work on that. Yeah. But overall, new signings. Bailey came on, done all right. Probably the lesser of the four that were playing. But look, it was 3-1. It was against West Ham. My mate who was sat in West Ham said, what was his word? And he's quietly confident with that performance because we didn't get hammered. I'm optimistic. So look, I'll take that. We lost, but overall, it was a good performance against one of the best teams in the league. So, on paper, the best team in the league. Yeah. One of the best teams in the league.
Fair enough. Do you reckon it's a positive going out? Because you're not. You said you'd go out in the first round anyway last week, so
yeah. I mean, everyone loves a cup run, and there was fans moaning that when he, with the team that Mousinho put out, I think probably was the strongest team that he could put out to an extent with the injuries, without having the players that we're bringing in. They were moaning about that, and they were moaning about Bishop, and you know what? We had one serious injury yesterday. We had Swanson come off. And luckily, fortunately, he's all right. But we don't need injuries. And yeah, you guys have got through, and you could get through to whatever round, have no injuries, no red cards, no nothing, and it all works out. Or you get through to the next game, you draw someone, you get a red card, and you lose two of your better players because you're playing a better team than Colchester. And then where do you stand with the season? Like
it's hard, isn't it? You kind of want to get into a winning mentality and a winning momentum, and like we had that last season with the FA Cup run. Like,
you're right.
We had so many games in such a short period of time, and it was a risk because players could have got injured and suspended and things like that, and they did. But it actually worked out for us because it kept the momentum going, and like beating Fulham and Arsenal just propelled that confidence through.
I think if you're in the middle of the season, like the FA Cup is when we join it, and you're going for a patch, or you want that momentum to keep going, and albeit, if it works, it works. First game, like I think they said we haven't got through past the first round in the Carabao Cup for 4 or 5 years or something. I don't really care. It's the second week of August. You don't need it. Pompey with the injuries do not need it. So I'm happy we're out. It was a good run out. Like you guys, you probably have. You were expected to go through.
This was going to be my something we agree on this week. Actually, was the fact that the Carabao Cup first round is before the season starts. I quite like it.
Which is odd.
I like it though.
I like it.
Good,
I
we
do
both
like
agree
it,
on
and
it.
I agree.
The feature continues. I think it works because it's kind of like a warm up. It's not pre-season. It matters, but it doesn't matter that much. But it's like it's a nice sort of warm up into the season. I quite like it. I hope they carry it on.
Yep, because last season the season kicked off, and then we played Reading on the Tuesday night after the first game of the season.
Yeah.
And you think it's a Tuesday night, you know what I mean? Like the ground's half empty. Do you need it? No. First game of the season. That was a good. That is a pre-season game.
I think it helps
That's
with
another
attendances
pre-season
as well
game.
for the compared to the midweek ones. I know you took 9,000 up there, and it was like big stadium, bigger occasion than normal, but probably wouldn't have done midweek. We took 1,500, 2,000 to Colchester. We wouldn't have done that on a Tuesday night for the first round of the Carabao Cup. So I think it helps everyone.
I mean, we smashed the attendance record by, I think it was over 12,000. It's been held for quite a few years.
You smashed it?
And that was set by Leeds.
You smashed it?
Well, that game smashed it.
Right.
So that was the highest attendance for the Carabao Cup in the first round for however many years. And
you
claiming
the credit.
We put 9,000 up there. Yeah, we put 9,000 up there, plus God knows how many in the West Ham end.
It still would have been an attendance record if there were 0 Pompey fans there as well.
Yeah, no. By 3,000.
Yeah.
So it's more impressive if it's beating the record by 12,000 rather than 3,000, isn't it?
If that's what impresses you, you carry on.
But yeah, we'll agree on that then,
Fair
mate.
enough. Good. All right. Well, we'll put that behind us. We'll talk about the Championship coming up, but before we do that, we've got our sponsorship to talk about. So I've got an apology to make to him because I was supposed to. I don't think he's not giving me any deals this week, but there was a deal last week where they were giving away free cards to kids. I can't remember what the deal was now, but I forgot to mention it. I doubt it would have made any difference, but I
mean, we bigged him up and we mentioned the words and everything.
Yeah, and he's given me a word as well. So if you can pick it out, you're not allowed to say whether you notice it, but I haven't said it yet. Put it that way.
I won't.
But so Buy Play Trade in Bitton still is our sponsor for this podcast. They're based in Bitton, opposite the Red Lion Pub, or next to the Red Lion Pub, depending on what you look at it. They're the UK's biggest retailer of Pokemon cards, and they haven't got a deal on this week that I'm aware of. He'll probably tell me there was, and he's missed out on all of that no custom that we send his way. But he's
well, without him, he definitely massively help us. So yeah, they're good. They're good sponsors.
Exactly. So get yourself down to Buy Play Trade in Bitton. Right, moving on to the Championship games coming up. So first games of the Championship, you're at home to QPR. I remember you lost to them away. I won't mention the score. How did you get on with them home last season?
We didn't get battered like away. We drew 1-1. I mean the year before, I think we beat them home and away.
Scandalous.
So last season was a bit of a disappointment. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. So last season was definitely not good. I mean, after yesterday's game with West Ham, I'm confident that we will win.
Okay.
Bold statement. We'll have a few players in, hopefully, that can, help us. I don't know. I reckon there was a lot of stuff in yesterday's game, albeit we lost, that gave me confidence that we are on the right track. We were doing all right, and I think last year we won. There was a stat that Sky said, I can't remember. I should have researched it, but we only won 2 games in 18, I think, or 5 games in 18, or something like that. First 18 matches.
Right.
Yeah. So if we started off well last season, I think we won the first game, and then that was it. It went all downhill a bit by then. So look, I'm confident. I think we're going to do well. I think we'll win. I know there's a couple of QPR fans that do listen to this, and
do they?
We will win.
What QPR fans listen to this?
So my brother-in-law is from London, and his mates are all spread around London, and they're most of them are Fulham fans, and there's a couple of odd Chelsea fans, but he's a bloody QPR fan. And he,
I'll just say at this point now, I really like QPR. For the next, at least for the next,
Well, I'm glad
at least for the next week or so. I love QPR.
I don't. I think they've got a shit ground.
I like their ground.
The away end is awful.
I went to their ground last season, and it's I was right next to a massive pillar. There were empty seats next to it, so you couldn't get it. But yeah, there was like seats behind a huge pillar where you could just sit there, and that's all you could see.
Yeah.
But that was
the
that was
away end
Tonda's
concourse to get through.
That's Tonda's first game in charge. That one, they battered us, and we beat them 2-1.
See, they battered us and we lost 6-1. So,
do you know what? I'm really starting to come around to QPR.
Look, you could carry on coming around QPR. They were shit. The thing was, they battered us, but they were nothing special, and we were god awful. But then we done all right, so it's all right. But look, I think we'll do all right against QPR. I'll probably get we'll probably get battered again now, but I think there was enough yesterday to show that at home, if Abu comes back, that's a big positive. We could have, let's just Abu to score the winner.
Okay, well, I was going to ask you, what team would you start? Because there's a few injuries and a few new faces. How would you start? Because there's a lot of stuff around Bishop starting the last game. What would you do? I've
got a feeling they'll probably start again. I reckon he'll start again.
Would you start him again, though?
John said that it's hard, isn't it? Because I've been one of Bishop's biggest critics. Yeah. But you know what? The Serb, he's not had a lot of training. He's only had, 1 week full training, I think. Could this be his second week? It's hard. I probably would start Bishop. I know that's probably not going to be great, but if Abu comes in, he knows how Abu plays. I reckon we'll be swinging a lot of balls in from the right this week, not the left, because Murphy will be injured. So I reckon that Abu's had a pre-season as well, and he's been playing for Hull in pre-season. So if we do sign him, he'll be straight in the team. I reckon that'll put Segatic at 10, Bishop at 9. I reckon we'll have Brooks Smith starting on the left again. Swanson, if he's good, at left back. Devlin at right back. Shaughnessy, Paul, and Schmidt. And then I reckon we'll put Ibu Adams, because he was playing at 10. I don't think he did too bad. I mean, he was putting himself about. He was lucky not to get probably sent off a couple of times because he went a bit overboard, but he was definitely putting himself about. I reckon Ibu will be back there, and I think Shane will be there as well.
Fine. What are you going score-wise?
I'm going to be bold and brave and say 2-0.
2-0.
2-0 to us.
Oh, right, okay. I thought you meant 2-0 them. I'm gonna
not QPR.
I'm gonna go KG1-all.
Ooh, I mean,
and I think you'll get a last minute or like a late equaliser, which will paper over the cracks of a terrible performance.
What is this, like you're going to finish 23rd moment again? Is it? I see there was a couple of comments on that on TikTok.
Yeah, I've got a bit of stick about that, but.
Okay then, so that's us. You're away to Watford, so how do you think you're going to do?
Last season I think we drew 2-2 there last season. I seem to remember a Ryan Manning free kick, and I think they had a free kick as well. I can't remember who scored it now, but it was a strange game. It's going to be very different this time. Well, depends what manager they've got at the time, because there's still plenty of time for that to change. You never know.
They were such an unknown quantity, aren't they?
Yeah. I think. I don't know a great deal about them, to be honest, other than what I saw last season, and I think that's going to be a very different story this season. So it's a way. I never like to say I'd take a draw, so I'm probably not going to go down that route. I think in terms of our squad, we're pretty settled. This is the first season in a while, because we've had so many ups and downs. This is the first season in a while where we're going in where most of the squad or most of the starting lineup is going to be the same as what it was last season. So there shouldn't be any issues around gelling. I would have thought Laren will start.
For now,
yeah. I think Laren will start. Azaz might, depending on his fitness. But he looked all right when he came on the other day. He was only on for sort of 20 minutes or so, but he looked good. And then the rest of the players seem to be fit and ready to go. So it's a weird point of stability within the last few seasons that we've not had for a while, and I think that might play into our hands, and that's something that Watford never have, to be honest. But that might be something they're quite.
There's no stability there.
They're quite used to it, I'm sure. But I think my biggest concern is how we started the game yesterday against Colchester, and I'm hoping that was just being rusty, and I hope that was just the way we were taking it is in a bit of fitness and not. We had gears to go into, and we did go into those gears. So hopefully that'll be something that improves on, and we can come out firing a little bit stronger. But yeah, I think when you look at our squad, I was watching a video just before I came onto this podcast. It was one that Saints put out where it was like behind the scenes clips where they were in the tunnel and stuff, and they had like Peretz, Taylor Harwood, Bellis, Flynn, Downs, Larin, Azaz, Manning, and I was just sort of looking at that and thinking those are all brilliant. Oh, Cienza as well. Those are all brilliant Championship players. Everybody would be snapping our hand off to have those players in their team. I don't think
I wouldn't.
You fucking would. But I don't think. I think we underestimate that is a really good side, just because of what happened last season, and I think we should probably go into it a little bit more confident than we used to. We used to be going into things a little bit wary and not wanting to seem overconfident, but I think we should go into this with confidence, to be honest, because I just look at that squad and they've been together for such a long time now, and they're all 1 year more experienced. So look, I'm not going to say we're going to thrash them, and it's never comfortable. We rarely keep a clean sheet. Last week I said we never keep a clean sheet, and then we kept a clean sheet. I've got a habit of being wrong, so I'm going to go for a cagey 2. Well, I say cagey, a close 2-1. But a good. Okay. I think it'll be a good performance. I just don't think it'll be a case of. I don't think we'll blow them away. We won't put the game to bed when we should have, or something like that. But I think I'll go 2-1 to us for that one.
So before I give you my score, there's an interesting bit that I've just picked up from you. There is, this is the first season in a couple of seasons that it's a settled team for you, and you're at where you're at, and you've got a good core Championship team. Obviously, the two elephants in the room are what happens if he gets banned. I'm not saying we need to discuss this, but like, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? Because you're coming into a season probably, in like your words, better than you have in the last 2 or 3 years, but that could be completely ripped up and turned on its head if he gets a ban that involves not in the stadium, and you lose 1 or 2 of those big core players towards the end of the transfer window, where you've been so settled and so ready. It's going to be interesting for you because you're obviously, by the sounds of it, you're more used to a bit of unknown, a bit of like wackiness at the start of the season, and then it gels and blends and it rolls on. This time you're going into it in a really good place, and then it could all go up on its head and it could free fall.
Yeah,
it's going to be interesting.
I think there's 2 parts to that. Look, the Tonda ban we've spoken about already, so we don't need to go into it.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that.
It doesn't sound like it's coming around anytime soon anyway, and hopefully things will be more settled if and when that happens, when that decision comes out. But do you know what? We'll do 2 things we can agree on this week. The other thing is the transfer window. I should have saved this till next week. The transfer window closing after the season starts just it means that you can't settle. So there's us saying, we've got a settled team. And like, you're right. Could be completely ripped up if someone comes in with 40 million for Taylor Harwood Bellis and 30 million for Cienza. Great money, but we can't replace them.
It's too late in the day to do anything.
We can't replace them, so it's just ripped up our season. And someone desperate might do that. Like, one of the promoted teams might look at Taylor Harwood Bellis and go, do you know what, we really need a centre back with a bit of Premier League experience and room to grow. Cienza, that's a little bit more difficult for clubs to take him, I think. But it could really, and we're not everybody's in the same boat with this. Any Championship team is susceptible to a Premier League team coming in and just taking your player right at the last minute. And you can't do anything about it.
See, no. And with us, we're used to dealings happening late in the transfer window. He still wants 6 players, and we're used to riding it out until the first or second week of September. You're right, we could still lose Segatic here. I think Devlin's going to stay, but we can lose Segatic, and that could be a massive part of ours gone. So we're not by all means a settled team. That's where we're different. Obviously, you've got a settled Championship team, and you're confident, and then in 3 weeks' time it could be ripped up, whereas we might lose 1 player, but we could still have 5 players through the door.
Yeah.
So we're not settled.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting. It'd be good. Going on to your score, I'm going for 1-1.
1-1.
Only because...
Look, I could see it happening. I'm laughing just because it's funny that you've gone for your team to win, I've gone for my team to win, and we've both gone 1-1 for the opposition.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot you said 1-0.
Yeah.
That wasn't... No, I thought... I can't see you losing, but I can't... Watford have got a knack of, I don't know, just pulling things out when you don't think it's going to happen. And like, the 1 week they're a good team, next week they'll get battered by someone who they shouldn't be getting battered by. And then you look at it and think... And like you say, their manager could be different tomorrow and again on Saturday. Who knows? So, yeah, I'm play it safe and go 1-1.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's out of the realms of possibility. I think I'm being quite positive, but like I say, I think we should win this game, and we should go into it thinking we're going to win this game. But yeah, a 1-1. I wouldn't like it purely because I just want to get this -4 out the door as soon as possible. Just get it out and then overtake you and then start our season properly.
Well, what will be nice is if we pick up a nice solid win on Saturday and then you get beat and then we're 7 points ahead. That'd be lovely.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Hey mate, there won't be no catching us if we go on. Nah, look, we got 46 games. It's going to be a hell of a season. It's going to be a long season. Anything can happen, isn't it?
Exactly that. Good. Okay, so that's the previews of next week done. I don't think we've got anything else to go through. Have you got any other business?
No, I think we're good on the business front. It'll be interesting. Yeah, it'll be good. I'm looking forward to it. Now, yesterday was the curtain raiser. Yesterday was the pre-show. This Saturday is going to be the proper start, and I'm excited now.
Yeah, agreed.
So yeah.
Well, hopefully, if you're watching this, the quality is good because it looks terrible on our screen at the moment, but it might come out a little better, and we don't know that. But yeah, if you are watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. We had, I think it was about 10% of our views are from subscribers at the moment. So if you are watching and you're not subscribed, click the subscribe button, and then also follow us on all social platforms as well. Just search South Coast Social, and we should come up on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, X. That's all of them, innit? I think
TikTok, yeah, all of them.
Yeah, TikTok's the one that seems to be the one where I get the most abuse. Anyway.
Yeah. Don't forget Spotify and Apple Music as well.
Yes, yeah. If you're listening on there, then you haven't got to worry about the terrible video quality that we've got at the moment. But we'll be back again next week. Enjoy your holiday, mate. When are you back?
Properly. Friday, so we're good for next week.
Good. All right.
Yeah, I'm going to the football on Saturday, so it's all good.
Cool. All right. Well, I look forward to catching up with you after the games. Ours is on Sunday, but I look forward to catching up after those games and see how our predictions have gone.
Nice.
All right, mate.
Cheers, mate.
See ya.